Hi, I'm Madhu Vasudevan from the AWS By Doing team. Welcome to this educational video series AWS By Doing, wherein you can learn AWS Cloud Computing by following along with an AWS Certified Solutions Architect. We acknowledge and thank the official AWS documentation material which we have used to produce this educational video. Although we will try to keep all resources consumed eligible for the free tier, ensuring that you are not charged or minimizing your charges is your responsibility. To minimize the charges, remember to delete all created chargeable resources after each session. This time we will walk you through a hands-on lab on create a MySQL database in Amazon Lightsail. Configure the public mode for your database, install MySQL Workbench, connect to your MySQL database, create a snapshot of your database, and delete all created resources. The estimated cost for doing this hands-on is no charge, as Lightsail instance is free tier eligible. The prerequisite AWS skill level is beginner with general understanding of AWS EC2 and MySQL concepts. To set up a free tier eligible AWS account and a user with sufficient permissions, check out our video on Create Admin User. To begin, fire up a browser, preferably Google Chrome, and head to aws.amazon.com. Sign in to the AWS Management Console as a user with administrator credentials. You can create a managed database in Amazon Lightsail in minutes. You can choose between the latest major versions of MySQL or PostgreSQL and configure your database with a standard or high availability plan. To create a database, sign in to the Lightsail console. On the Lightsail homepage, choose the Database tab. Choose Create Database. Choose the AWS region and availability zone for your database. Choose the database type. Under one of the database engine options available, choose the drop-down menu and then choose one of the latest major database versions supported by Lightsail. Specify login credentials. Specify your own database username and password. Otherwise, Lightsail specifies the username and creates a strong password for you. To specify your own name, choose Specify Login Credentials and enter your username into the text box. To specify your own password, clear the Create a Strong Password for Me checkbox and enter your password into the text box. You can specify your own master database name, or Lightsail specifies the name for you. To specify your own master database name, choose Specify the master database name and enter a name into the text box. Choose a high availability or a standard database plan and choose a database bundle. A database created with a high availability plan has a primary database and a secondary database in another availability zone for failover support. Differently priced database bundle options are available, each with different levels of memory, processing, storage space, and transfer rates. Enter a name for your database. The resource name must be unique within each AWS region in your Lightsail account. You could as well accept the default. There are two types of tags you can enter: key-only tags or key-value tags. Enter a key-only tag. This is optional. Hit enter. Similarly, key-value tags are optional too. Choose Create Database. Within minutes, your Lightsail database is ready. You can begin configuring it for data import or connect to it by using a database client. Your managed database in Amazon Lightsail is accessible only by your Lightsail resources like instances, load balancers, etc. that are in the same Lightsail account. One common scenario is to create both a Lightsail instance with a public-facing web application and a Lightsail database that is not publicly accessible, and then connect the two. After your database is available, enable the public mode feature to make your database publicly accessible. This way, anyone with the database endpoint, port, username, and password can connect to your database. To configure the public mode for your database, after signing into the Lightsail console, on the Lightsail homepage, choose the Databases tab, choose the name of the database for which you want to configure public mode, choose the Networking tab. Under the Public Mode section, use the toggle to turn it on. Likewise, you can use the toggle to turn it off. The public accessibility setting begins applying immediately, but may require a few minutes to complete. During this time, the status of your database changes to modifying. The status of your database changes to available after the public accessibility setting is applied, like so. To connect to your MySQL database, a client like the MySQL Workbench can be installed using the Windows MSI installer package. The standalone download is available at this URL. Click on Download. You will be prompted to log in, sign up, or begin your download. You can click No Thanks, just start my download for a quick download. To install MySQL Workbench from an account with administrator or power user privileges, right-click on the MSI file and select the install item from the pop-up menu, or just double-click the file. In the Setup Type window, you may choose a complete or custom installation. To use all features of MySQL Workbench, choose the Complete installation. Go ahead and click on Next to install the MySQL Workbench. After your MySQL managed database is created in Amazon Lightsail, you can use any standard MySQL client application or utility like the MySQL Workbench to connect to your database. but you must get the database endpoint, port number, username and password from your database management page in the Lightsail console. Specify those values when you configure the database connection in your client or web application. To get your database connection details, sign in to the Lightsail console, and on the Lightsail homepage, choose the Databases tab. Choose the name of the database that you want to connect to. On the Connect tab, under the Endpoint and Port section, note the endpoint and port information. We recommend copying the endpoint to your clipboard to avoid entering it incorrectly. In the same Connect tab, under the Username and Password section, make note of the username and then choose Show under the Password section to view the current database password. Because managed passwords are complex, we also recommend copying and pasting it to avoid entering it incorrectly. To configure MySQL Workbench to connect to your database, open MySQL Workbench, choose the Database menu, and then choose Manage Connections. We recommend using a name for the connection that is similar to your database. This helps you identify it in the future. Connection method, choose standard TCP/IP. Enter the port number or take the default 3306. For host name, enter the database endpoint that you obtained earlier. Enter the username. Ditto for password. Leave the default schema blank and test the connection. So you made a successful test connection. Choose Test Connection to determine if the client can establish a connection with your database. If the connection is successful, a prompt similar to the following displays. After you read the information, choose OK to close it. To connect to your MySQL database, from your MySQL Workbench SQL client, choose your new database connection. And you have successfully connected to your MySQL database through the Workbench client. After verifying the connectivity, you can close out of your MySQL Workbench. Click on the Lightsail homepage. Click on Databases. You can create a snapshot of your managed database in Amazon Lightsail. A snapshot is a copy of your database that you can use to restore it if something goes wrong. You can also use a snapshot to create a new database using a different plan, such as a high availability or standard plan. When you create a snapshot of a standard database, the database becomes unavailable for a few seconds to a few minutes, depending on the size. High availability databases are not affected by snapshot operations because the snapshot is created using the standby instance. To create a snapshot of your database, choose the name of the database for which you want to create a snapshot. Choose the Snapshot and Restore tab. Under the Manual Snapshots section of the page, choose Create Snapshot. Then enter a name for your snapshot. These resource names must be unique within each AWS region in your Lightsail account. You could just accept the default. Choose Create. The snapshot creation process begins and a status of snapshot in progress shows. After the snapshot creation process is complete, the new snapshot is listed. You can also view all of the snapshots for your account in the Lightsail homepage under the Snapshots tab. After your snapshot is ready, you can create a new database from the snapshot. Which would be a duplicate of the original database. Having created, connected, and snapshotted your MySQL database in Lightsail, you have almost completed the walkthrough. All that remains to be done is the cleanup. Delete instance, database, and disk snapshots in Amazon Lightsail if you no longer need them to avoid incurring a monthly charge. First, stop the running instance. On the home page, choose the instance you want to stop or the database you want to stop. Choose Stop from the Manage Instance menu. To stop your instance or database, it must be in a running state. After the database instance has stopped, click on the database name and choose the Delete tab. Click on Delete Database. Add a check mark next to Create Snapshot before deletion to create a final snapshot before deleting the database. Then enter the name of snapshot. You could accept the default and say yes, delete. And you have deleted your database. Only the snapshots need to be deleted now. To delete multiple snapshots on the Lightsail console, from the home page, choose Snapshots. Find the Lightsail resource whose snapshots you want to delete and choose the right arrow to expand the list of available snapshots for that resource. Choose Delete Multiple. Choose the snapshots you want to delete. and choose Delete. Choose Yes to confirm that you want to delete the snapshots. And you are done. Thanks for watching. Please give us a thumbs up to this video to encourage us. Share this video with your friends and colleagues. Also, subscribe to this channel AWS By Doing, and we will update you regularly with our latest and greatest offerings. Write in a comment of what you liked and how we can improve. Happy cloud computing, and we will see you again in the next episode from the AWS By Doing team.